Hello everyone, good morning. First of all, warm welcome to Oracle Integration Cloud Training by UnoGeeks. In this video, we're going to look at how to build a Hello World SOAP service in OIC. In the previous video, we have seen how to build a Hello World REST API in OIC. And in this one, we're going to build a similar service, but as a SOAP service instead of REST API. So what are the steps involved? Or what is a use case? A use case is to build a SOAP service, which will take in a string input, probably a name, prefixes hello to that name, and sends it back as a response. Okay, let's see how to build a simple SOAP service in OIC. Log into OIC instance. And I'll go back to the home page. From the home page, I'll go to integrations work area, click on integrations. It will take you to our designer page. So before you build any integration, what's the first step that you need to do? You have to create a connection that you need in the integration. So if you need 2 or 3 connections in the integration flow, you will have to create those connections first. So for this SOAP service, I would need one trigger connection to trigger the integration that we're going to build. And let's create the trigger connection using a SOAP adapter, because I want to expose this service as a SOAP service in OIC. And whether the service gets exposed as a SOAP service or as a REST service will depend on the trigger connection. And if in the trigger connection, if you use SOAP adapter, once you activate the integration, it gets exposed as a SOAP service. If you use REST adapter in the trigger connection, it gets the integration gets exposed as a REST API, as you have seen in a previous session. So let's go ahead and create a trigger connection first. Go to Connections tab, create a trigger connection, and search for a SOAP adapter because I want to create a SOAP service. Name it as UnoGeeks Hello World SOAP trigger connection, and select the role as trigger and click on create. I'll just rename it to UG. And click on create. And when you create a SOAP connection, you will have to mention either a WSDL URL or you can upload an abstract WSDL file as well. So in the case of SOAP services, the definition of a SOAP service will be captured in a WSDL. WSDL stands for Web Service Description Language. And there can be 2 types of WSDLs possible, or there are 2 types of WSDLs available. It can be an abstract WSDL, which means it just has operations and input output details of each operation, input or output messages of each operation. So it could be an abstract WSDL, meaning it's not an implemented web service. You just have operation name in there or operations, and for each operation there would be input and output messages attached. So think of this as say for example, if you want to compare it with a PLSQL package, think of this as a PLSQL specification wherein you just mention what procedures you intend to have in a PLSQL package, right? So you just mentioned a structure in a PLSQL specification, right? Similarly, in abstract WSDL, you just mention the operation you want to have, and for each operation, you will mention what input or output messages you want to have. And if you and where do you implement the package specification, or when you implement specification package PLSQL package specification, it becomes a package body, right? Similarly, if you implement abstract WSDL, it becomes a concrete WSDL. Okay, so concrete WSDL means it's an implemented web service, meaning if you invoke it, meaning it's an implemented WSDL. And the way you identify concrete WSDL is it will have a URL which you can invoke. And when you invoke it, it actually does something. In a case of abstract WSDL, you won't have a URL because it's not implemented yet, and it will be available in the form of a file. Okay, so in this integration, I want to create a SOAP service which will take in name as an input, prefix hello, and send it back as a response, right? So I need to upload an abstract WSDL wherein I say that I want to have one operation called greeting, which will take in which with name as input parameter and a greeting as output parameter. So I'll start off this integration with an abstract WSDL file, which contains an operation with the name as input and greeting as output. And I'm going to create the SOAP API in OIC and I will activate it. And when I activate it, you will get a concrete WSDL URL, which means it's an implemented web service. And if you invoke that web service, it will ask you to pass in name as an input. And when you pass in name as an input, the web service will prefix, or a SOAP service will prefix hello and sends it back as a response. So this is nothing but implementation of abstract WSDL. And if you want to compare it with PLSQL package, it is similar to a PLSQL body. So if you want to create a PLSQL package, you start off with specification, wherein you mention procedures with input output parameters. And if you implement it, it becomes a body, right? On the similar lines, if you want to implement a SOAP service, you can start off with an abstract WSDL, wherein you mention in a file, you mention in a WSDL file, to be precise. Again, this is going to be a WSDL URL. You will mention what operations you want to have. And for each operation, you will mention what is going to be the input and what is going to be the output. In this service, we're going to start off with abstract WSDL. I'll upload a file. And after we implement the service, after we build this SOAP service and activate it, it becomes an implemented service. And you will get a WSDL URL generated. And let me show you the WSDL file that I'm going to use in this video. It's a hello world WSDL file. And it just has one operation called greeting, and it takes in a request and it sends you back a response. And what does it take in as a request? So for every operation, you can attach a message to message to input and outputs. To input, there is a greet request message attached. And if you scroll up and if you look at the greet request message, there is one element or attribute under greet request called first name, which is of type string. And if you look at the response attached, response message attached to output, there is only one element called greeting in the response, and that is also of type string. So with the help of this WSDL file, I'm just letting OIC know that I want to have one operation called greeting, and that operation needs to take in first name as an input, and it should give back greeting as a response. It's a sort of giving a skeleton with input and output messages to your service. So let me go ahead and upload this WSDL file. So if you want to use implemented WSDL URL, you can use it here. You can either use a concrete WSDL URL or you can upload an abstract WSDL file. So in this case, we're going to upload an abstract WSDL file. I'll select hello world WSDL file that I've shown you just now. And you change the security to basic authentication. I've talked about it in the previous video, wherein we have built a hello world REST API. Please go through it. I'm not going to talk about the details again. Save the connection, test it. You can do a test or validate and test. Both options are fine. Connection tested successfully. Go back. You should see the status getting changed to a configured now. It looks like it got stuck in the draft status. Test the connection again. Do a validate and test. It's tested successfully now. Save the connection. yeah, the Hello World SOAP connection is created now and it's in configured state. So we can go ahead and build the integration now. Create the integration, use app-driven orchestration style. Gates a Hello World a SOAP service. And put it in Gigs package. Create it. Change the layout to horizontal and use the SOAP trigger connection that you have created and call this endpoint as say hello, because all it does is says hello. So, and you will be able to see the operations available in the WSDL file that you have uploaded. So we have uploaded this WSDL file, which has two operations. It has a greetings operation and greeting async operation. When you create an operation, it can be a synchronous or an asynchronous one. Asynchronous meaning you will not have any response element. Synchronous means you will have a response. Okay, so click on the drop down and select the greeting option, which is a synchronous one, and you could see that request and response element populated. Click on next. No need to do anything else. So you see the message exchange pattern is request and response, meaning when client invokes this, he will pass in a request message and he will also get back a response. And since you are configuring a response, you will notice that a response element will be generated and you will also see a mapper element generated. And in this mapper, all I do was just prefix hello to the name, to the first name that we are receiving as input. So go to the greeting. So this first name and greeting have come from the WSDL file that you uploaded. Okay, so if you look at the WSDL file that you have uploaded, there is a first name in the input and there is greeting element in the output. So that's why you're seeing these attributes. So I want to create target node on that greeting, edit it, and use a concat function. Concat function takes in two parameters. The first one, I want to prefix hello to the name. So I'll use hello space as a first parameter. And as a second parameter, pass in the name that you receive from the client. Okay, so with the help of concat function, we are just prefixing hello to the name. Save the function, validate, and close the mapper. And you know why you have this error? I've spoken about it in the previous integration, Hello World REST API. Please go through it if you want to know the details. Enable tracking. Select first name as a tracking identifier. Save it. And we can activate the service now. To activate the service, you have to click on the power icon. We will enable trace and include payload as well. I've talked about these options as well in the Hello World REST API. Activate it. And once the service is activated, a WSDL URL will be generated. Once it is activated, a WSDL URL will be generated. So if you click on the service, you will see a WSDL URL generated. And this WSDL URL is nothing but a concrete WSDL. So in the abstract WSDL, I have started off the integration with a WSDL file saying I want to build an operation which will say hello, which will take a name as an input and gives back a greeting as a response. And I've implemented that logic with building an integration in OIC. And after I activate it, I've got this WSDL URL. So this WSDL URL is nothing but an implemented web service, meaning if you invoke this URL or invoke this SOAP service, it will actually do something. It will take a name as an input, prefixes hello, and sends it back as an output. So you copy this WSDL URL and use a SOAP UI. In case you don't have it installed, go to Google and download an open source version. You can test REST APIs directly from OIC, but you cannot test SOAP services from OIC yet. You might probably get that feature in a later release. But yeah, you can create a new SOAP project. You can call it as UG and place in the initial WSDL, and ensure that you tick this box, which will create a sample request for all the operations you have in this WSDL URL, and click OK. And there is only one operation called greeting. A request is created, request message. Replace the first name with, say, replace the question mark with a name, and you can kick off the request. And before you kick off the request, you have to go to authorization tab, add new authorization, basic, and enter the credentials there. And since you are invoking a service that you have built and deployed in a dev OIC instance, you need to pass in the dev OIC credentials here. So when you send in this request now, it will go to this OIC instance and it will invoke Hello World SOAP service. And when it logs into this OIC instance, or to log into it, it will use this authentication credentials. Kick off the request. And you've got a response which says, hello, Virat. And this is what we wanted to achieve, right? And this is a SOAP service we wanted to build. A SOAP service which takes in a name as an input, prefixes hello, and sends it back as a response. And that's what has exactly happened here. And if you want to see this request, monitor this request in OIC, you can do that. From the designer page, go back into home page, click on monitoring section, integrations again. You will notice the UnoGeeks Hello World SOAP service kicked off, and you see a request received, processed successfully. You click on the number, it will take you to the tracking navigation option, and you will be able to see the first name. And since you use first name as a tracking identifier, it's showing up right at top here. And from the name, I could easily figure out that yes, this is the request that I have sent in, and I will get into it. And for every request, there will be an instance ID generated, and you can find some useful information here. Click on the first name tracking identifier, and you will be able to see the integration flow. It received name, prefixed hello, and it has sent it back. And if you want to see the integration activity, you can view it in the activity stream. So if you click on view activity stream, you will be able to see everything that has happened in this particular integration run. When the request was received, how much time it took at each node, and how the messages were transformed. What was the request message, or how it got mapped, and what was sent back. Okay, and this is how you build a simple SOAP service in OIC. Okay, thank you very much for watching this video. In case you are interested in Oracle Integration Cloud training by UnoGeeks, please call us on this number or send a WhatsApp message, or you can drop us a note as well on this email. Okay, or if you just want to check out the course content, you can visit this website. Thank you.